Prime criterion of piano methodology. Number 1. The efficacy and durability and retention of the elements is directly proportional to the place that the particular study method occupies in this order, in the chronological succession of the outlined phases of the practice session.
Does this mean that the initial phase of learning is the most important?
In terms of efficacy of retention, yes. The final one, for instance, even if linked to the immediacy of its benefits at the last moment, and the real-time application of what has been studied, does not guarantee effective implementation of what has been learned, if the primary stages were not performed the best possible way.
So, an element learnt at the earliest stage has the power to root more effectively?
Indeed, it does.
Does this mean that I should not favor an intuitive way of practice too much?
Exactly. For instance, playing the piano hands separately is counterintuitive, since we play, most of the time, music written for both hands. But the effectiveness of practicing hands apart should be the aim, not merely the wish to practice in the most fun way. And practicing hands separately is only one of the numberless procedures that should be implemented in piano practice, regardless of being an intuitive choice, or one that is imposed by a rigorous protocol.
Couldn't a type of intuitive practice be effective at the same time?
Yes, it could. But only if its aim is a reliable, long-lasting retention and command of the elements involved.
So, by the measure of what you said, reading through a piece in place of slow, accurate practice is counterproductive.
It can be, in various degrees. Reading through music is beautiful, is part of acquiring musical culture, understanding, familiarity with music and the particular repertoire. But real, effective piano practice is methodological, accurate. From the very beginning, you must concentrate on few elements at a time. For example, mindless practice, even if done with patience and discipline, it does not implement true learning discipline. One must be mindful at all times, because it is of crucial importance the way things are learned, especially if the retrieval is supposed to be effective, reliable, lucid. In other words, as good as one expects it to be.
So, the technical aspect of piano practice should be a result of both mental, analytical, and physical work?
Absolutely. One must learn the piece for what it is from the very start. This means a thorough knowledge of its formal structure, its themes and motives, harmonic progressions, etc. that must be internalized as emotions, metaphors, emotional cues. Finger practice is meant to materialize an idealized sound image, with utmost precision and patient, repetitive work. But one should never practice mindlessly, just physically. The danger of this mistake is the dictatorship of unaware movements of the fingers, automatized without clear intention, deferring to body movements full responsibility for the performance. The fingers must embody, technically, procedurally, what has gone first through the attentive watch and decision of the mind. We must never put the cart, the fingers, before the horse, which is the musician's priceless mind.
Thank you, Professor.